When you're working, when you're doing something for a client, set the optimal as your goal and not the maximum. Or in other words, hello, it's day 27 of the Scott McKenna challenge, and it's just I haven't checked if it's 30 or 31 days yet, but it's a few days prior to me moving over to my exploration channel. Okay, I don't know if I should speak about this now, but actually, why not? I'm thinking about starting an exploration like video series over there, where I'll be just shooting different bits of my life and posting myself as I travel and explore the world, like different abandoned places, and not only abandoned, just interesting things around us, and telling you about it so you can kind of travel together with me. Currently, this other channel is called something like Urban Exploration, but I'm thinking about renaming it to The Adventure Explorer. By the way, your opinion on how I should name my exploratory vlog channel below are welcome, so you can post a comment. Again, between 3 and 10 people watch my videos here on this channel, so maybe I will not get any comments, maybe I will, it will be great. How should I name my YouTube channel related to traveling around? Because I'll be cutting off those videos here on this channel and I will leave it only for drone work, which it is originally created for this. So I may actually take all of the videos that I posted during this January 2019 and move them over to the other channel as well. I'll have to consider about this. So what I was thinking again was, it's actually pretty important, because when you're working for a client, there in general I think two types of people. Like some people, when they're working, they're like, well, let me get some money, let me just get the money and run. And for those people, what I'm going to say will not be so interesting, because it doesn't apply, as they are kind of setting the minimum for their goal, just the minimum expectation that they can still deliver something and get paid. But there is also other people like me on the other end of the spectrum, which is also not good. That is what I have been doing, especially when editing a wedding for a client. I used to set the maximum as my expectation within myself, as my inner goal. Like I will be editing a certain minute of the video, or 2 minutes, whatever it is, like a fragment, and I'll spend a lot of time on it. Then the next 2 minutes, a lot of time on it, and even if I can actually move forward and not try to make it the maximum that I have in my mind, I just don't move forward. I just stay there and add additional effect, or do some color correction, or come up with some idea that some specific move of like the groom and the bride, like they're dancing, and it should match with the music. And then I figure out music is too long, so I have to shorten it, and I don't, for example, fade it out by the end when the sequence is over, but I actually cut the music and stitch the parts together so that it sounds seamless, but it's shorter, and anything like this. And what happens is that I actually have delivered one wedding video too late, and now I'm going to do this with the current one that I'm editing is also delayed, and this is a very bad practice. And it was very interesting when I delivered the first wedding video, and it was delayed, obviously, and the couple, they were happy with it in general. I mean, they liked the video. They said it's actually very interesting how it said it, that they did enjoy it. But very interestingly, what the groom actually shared, because I did ask for opinion, I was like, well, obviously I was late, and anything else that he can also tell me, it will be great for me. So what he actually said was, on the wedding day, well, actually on the next day, right after the wedding day, I created a short, like a bonus material with music. I played on the piano. As you may know, I play the piano. So I played a short tune. It was their first wedding dance on the piano. And made a short edit with the best, not even the best shots, just good shots. Well, I'm saying not the best because it was just the second day, the next day after the wedding, so I hadn't had a chance to go over the whole material. So I just had in my mind which moments were interesting. I put them together, and then a few months later, when I was able to give him the long film and the official like highlight film, he was like, those were great, but this first video that you created for us on the next day, it was so great, and it was kind of what mattered to me the most, right? And for the long video, I used, I spent maybe 3 weeks to edit it, because I'm getting into this, so I'm learning some things, or pretty much because I'm setting the maximum expectation for myself. So I try to do the best with the material that I had. You should always try to do the best, but it doesn't mean that you should like, there is a difference. Let's say you're editing a sequence. Setting the maximum expectation would mean you want to make some additional music, maybe you want to add some special sound effects, then you need to find them and download them and try them out. And then you need to cut the video in a way so that it matches perfectly, and many things, like you come up with many ideas, and this makes it more harder to actually do it. You can, instead of this, not set the maximum expectation, but the optimal, meaning what will be good, what will look great, but not add more and more and more. Just edit it so that it looks good and so that it's doing its job. Like if it's a documentary edit, like the long edit, it's not supposed to be like a Hollywood movie unless the couple has requested and like paid for some special service like this. If they just want the long video, like a documentary edit, of course you will put music, you will make it look nice, but it doesn't have to look like a Hollywood video. And so long story short, what I figured out when you're editing or when you're doing any other job as well, if it's somewhat like a creative job, so you can set the expectations for yourself in a way. Up until a certain moment, I was like, I should do the maximum, like I should do more and more and more. And if I come up with an idea, I'm like, oh yeah, of course, I should also do this. And then I'm like, hey, maybe like when editing, I come up with something like maybe another tune should sound here, like right here, and then they move, and then this comes, and then it will be great. And I spent 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours editing 1 minute sometimes. And alright, that's cool, but and then comes the story of the groom saying that the short edit, which was actually easy and somewhat not really easy, but it took maybe 2 hours to create, 3 hours, I'm not sure, made a higher impact and meant more to them than the film that I spent 3 weeks making. And this shows how much timing is important, and how much important it is to meet your goals in terms like time-wise. And it's actually more important than adding new features and making it better and better and better. I was in the wrong thinking that the better you can do it, well, better, and adding more and more is always great. And then I figured out it's really not. And I've been making the connection between like software companies where they add features, but they have also a deadline. And at one point they'll be like, oh, we're not going to develop this, or we're not going to fix this even because we have a deadline. And I was like, oh, poor software companies, they always have deadlines, they want to make money, they don't understand how great it will be if we can make it even better and more beautiful. And then it came to me that even in my personal experience with a client, I figured out that it's actually true. It makes a higher impact, and it's better if you meet the deadline rather than if you make it super nice and better, but you're way off too late. So what I'm thinking is this: set optimum expectations for yourself and not maximum, and always think about the deadline and reduce features added and even quality sometimes, if it will help you to match your deadline and deliver on time, because this matters at least as much as that it matters to be a good created product, that much it also matters to be delivered on time. It's maybe even sometimes more important. So some people around the car looking weird at me speaking to the phone, so bye until tomorrow.